I think once they get a full healthy team back, they're gonna get back to being the Ravens we saw. They'll get back in the playoffs. They may even sneak out first.
The Baltimore Ravens, man. I guess you guess I'm up on this one. So the Baltimore Ravens, when I looked at their schedule, this was a hard one for me, man. This was a hard one for me because I like everything that Baltimore did. I think they had an amazing draft. I think they brought in a lot of players that are going to be good to their team, and I got them finishing second in the division this year. I got a 10-win team, an 11-win team, and they're not even the best team yet. I got the Steelers number one in my division. We'll get to that, but the Ravens. Yeah, every time the coach is laughing at me, stop it.
Now laughing, dumb reaction.
Got to keep it happy in the home.
Hey, man, last year I was critical of them. This year I'm not. But the Ravens, they're gonna be knocking right there at the door, man. Baltimore is gonna come out the gate, and I think they're gonna win. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of their 9 home first games before the week 10 bye week. They got a nice bye week right at week 10. I think that's a good. I think week 9 and week 10 with these 17 game seasons, I think that's a good place to have a bye week. And I think that's going to be very favorable for them throughout the season. But hey, man, they got to play a gauntlet too. But then they get some rest in between. It's like they're going to win against the Jets to start out. Then you got Miami. They'll win there. They'll win at New England, and they'll lose to Buffalo, and that'll be like their first real bad game. But Cincinnati, I think they'll win there, and then they get the Giants, and then they get Cleveland, and then they got to go to Tampa Bay, and then they got to go to New Orleans, which I think they lose right before the bye week at New Orleans just because of fatigue. So that's why I like when we actually, shout out to Don. We got the spreadsheet that we get to fill out every single week to see where everything is, and it's pretty nice where you can see all the matchups in the home and the away without having to do, tons of research. But, with that being said, I think Baltimore with the Kyle Hamilton, David Ajabu, they might get him back after the bye week if he heals up. And that's scary to think about. Patrick Queen, Calais Campbell, everybody knows their defense. Marcus Peters, who I still think is underrated. Marlon Humphrey can cause turnovers more than just interceptions. Then at offense, if they stay healthy, I'm so excited to see what J.K. Dobbins can do. And I know he's ready. Lamar Jackson, and outside of that, Mark Andrews, you already know who he is. And then one thing that I was very critical of him, not because of his ability, but just because of the offense. My man that I said was going to have 30 catches last year, and I got smacked in the mouth real quick when he came back. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, but I don't mind eating crow because I always like Rashad Bateman even when he was with Minnesota. I think he's going to have a pretty good year this year, and he's going to be a really reliable target outside of having Marquise Brown. So, all right, Coach, what was your record prediction for the Ravens, my man?
Okay, I got the Ravens going 10-7 this year.
Hold up, Coach. Hold up.
Love it. Great prediction.
So 10-7, right?
Yeah, 10-7.
All right, so hold up. Before you say that, Allie McPherson said the Steelers helmet logo got ranked number 1. That's blasphemy. Nobody's beaten these two helmets ever. That is the Bengals. Nobody can top that helmet. And the Eagles. I'm not saying that because of bias. Those two helmets are the best in the NFL. The damn one logo on the circle. What are even the stars representing? Can somebody in the comment section do some research on what the stars represent with the different colors? Or do you know, Don? Do you know that?
Not offhand. I wouldn't be able to say 100%. I have a couple ideas of what I thought it was, but I don't want to be incorrect on that.
Look, Sora's already typing, bro. Look at him. I'm on it, Coach. All right, Coach, the real coach of the show. Go ahead and sorry I interrupted you, sir, but that was some blasphemy.
All right, so I got the Baltimore Ravens going 10-7 this year. I think their defense is gonna keep them in a lot of football games, barring our injury. Now, last year they had some serious injuries. Not even during the season, but it was before the off season. All three of their running backs got hurt in the off season. Like during training camp area or OTAs, they had to go. They had to go to. They had to go to probably to the post office or look on the street to get a running back. Get a
Yep.
running back. They lost Marcus Peters. They lost. They was losing everybody in the secondary, and they had to pick up some guys off the street. Now in the Cleveland game, Lamar Jackson was pressured so bad he ended up getting hurt. That forced Tyler Huntley to play in, which I think he's very good. I think he just needs a chance in the NFL to be a starting quarterback. But other than that, they lost some games last year because of John Harbaugh questionable decision making and play calling last year and going for a 2-point conversion where you could have easily tied the game up and trusted the defense when they weren't playing well. But you got Lamar Jackson back with a full training camp, with a full season, full healthy. He's going to be motivated. We know he's hearing these colleagues disrespecting him, so he's going to be more and more ready. You got a full running back roster with J.K. Dobbins, who's really good. Kyle Hamilton in the draft, someone that I wanted from the Texans that dropped down because of the combine. He didn't miss 40 time because of the combine. Who cares about a 40 time, man? Who cares about that? I don't care about no 40
Ed Reed
time.
ran like a 4.69.
Yes.
Are we saying that this man was a slow player?
That's
Absolutely
what
not.
said. That's why his stock dropped to number 12, and that's just blasphemy. That's crap. That's crap. I don't care about that. This guy can play on the line. He can play center field. He can give it to you however you want, and Kyle Hamilton is just that good of a player. I think Ajabo's got a high ceiling. I think he's going to have a better ceiling than Aiden Hutchinson. The schedule is not easy, but it's manageable that they can win. They will open up in the Meadowlands, because I think they beat the New York Jets, and with Zach Wilson going on right now, I think they're capable of beating the Miami Dolphins. They're capable of beating them, especially that is a home game, so they definitely can beat them, and that defense is going to keep them in the game. New England, they can beat New England. They can very much beat New England. Buffalo is going to be tough. Cincinnati is definitely going to be tough. New York, probably won't be so much of a problem. Cleveland, they can beat them. I can see them losing twice to Tampa Bay and New Orleans. Carolina, they can beat Carolina. Jacksonville, we know they can beat Jacksonville. Denver is going to be tough. Pittsburgh is going to be tough. Cleveland, they may end up sweeping Cleveland. Atlanta, not going to be so tough. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati to close out the year. I got them going 10-7. I really feel good about this team and this defense being able to stop the run, and you're getting some healthy bodies back. So I got them going 10-7 this year.
10-7. That's respectful. Again, I kind of going back on my logic about teams a little bit with the Ravens, just because they have a grade A organization. I don't like when you, this is not a shot, but I don't like when you bring a bunch of new players and think that they're going to have chemistry like right away. But the Steelers and the Ravens are just different with their front office and their coaching staff, and those guys mesh well like right at the beginning. So they are the anomalies of this whole thing. But all right, Sore.
So real quick before I get into the Ravens prediction, found out. Okay, so
Oh yeah, your mic is way
star-
better now.
Okay, cool. So the 3 diamonds in the logo represent the 3 materials. This is about the Steelers helmet. Represent the 3 materials used to make steel: yellow for coal, red for iron, and blue for steel scrap. So how the hell is that the #1 helmet in the NFL? I'm calling BS. Now, going to the Ravens prediction. Back to our regularly scheduled program. I have the Ravens at 12-5. This is the record I feel like they could have been at this year if Lamar stayed healthy. Because one thing we did not mention at the beginning was Lamar had the Ravens at #1 in the AFC early December at an 8-5 record. So before, hold up, I've lost my spreadsheet here. All right, there we go. So before their bye week, we said their bye week was at week 10. Had them losing 3 games before that, being Buffalo, which is a tough opponent, Cincy, tough opponent, and Tampa, which would be a tough opponent. So those 3 losses before the bye week. The bye week, we're thinking they get David Ojabo back. I mean, they've just got great players. Lamar's going to be back. Half that team's going to be back. They were the #1 injured team in all the NFL. And you could see it late in the season. So I think once they get a full healthy team back, they're going to get back to being the Ravens we saw. They'll get back in the playoffs. They may even sneak out first. I don't know. But yeah, I got the Ravens at 12-5. I think they're going to be back healthy. I think Lamar's got a lot to prove. It's his contract year, even though he's his own agent. He keeps hearing people saying Dak's better than him. He's going to put a stop to that right now this year. So yeah, I got the Ravens at 12-5.
So, with your prediction, we got a 3-way tie on the poll right now. The Browns got 0 votes. I asked who wins the AFC North. It's between the Bengals, the Ravens, and the Steelers. There's 6 votes, so it's 2 votes apiece for each one of those teams. I like it. I like a little division. No pun intended. Don, who you got?
What they all say.
Okay, Ravens.
Or what you got?
Yep. Coach was right on the money. 10-7. 10-7, man. He's reading my notes again. All right. Here's a list of players I want you to listen to. Left tackle, Ronnie Stanley. Quarterback, Lamar Jackson. Cornerback, Marlon Humphrey. Running back, J.K. Dobbins. Cornerback, Marcus Peters. Running back, Gus Edwards. Safety, Deshaun Elliott. Tight end, Nick Boyle. Defensive end, Derek Wolfe. Cornerback, Jimmy Smith. Offensive lineman, Tyree Phillips. Linebacker, L.J. Fort. Running back, Justice Hill. They were the players on injured reserve last year at part of the season or the whole season. That is hard to overcome and have a good season. But they did start out at 8-3, and the practice squad just could not keep it going after that. So enter 2022, the Ravens Revenge Tour. Healthy players back. In the draft, they got what some people are calling the best overall pick to fall to them with Kyle Hamilton. They continue to have a really good draft. They drafted center Tyler Linderbaum. He is one of these centers that just comes out every so many years, and he is the best of the best.
Mm-hmm.
They got David Ajabo. Okay, we know the injury. We know he may not start maybe a little while till he comes back, but I agree with Coach. I think this guy could be better than Aiden Hutchinson. And I also like the 2 tight ends they drafted, Charlie Kohler and Isaiah Likely.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I mean, I really like these guys. So they drafted a bunch of other guys as well. I only named a few of them. They have depth now in their defensive backs. They have depth all over. And I think this is going to be a very good year for the Ravens.
Let's a shout out to Super Taj, man. Ravens had the best record in the league before the injuries.
Yep.
Lamar has the best record in the league for a quarterback at his age. We mentioned this before.
Surpass Marino.
So, that being said, here's our record predictions for the Ravens. Take it or leave it.